but we had each other. I said I wasn't gonna cry. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for joining. My name is Melissa, and today I'm gonna be sharing a little story. If you didn't know, my parents, my sister, and I moved from Mexico to the U.S. about 8 years ago, and I just want to share with you the story behind it, the struggles, the good and the bad, and hopefully this helps you get to know me a little better. This is a story that has a really special place in my heart, and that it has affected me immensely. Like, it's a big part of my life. So it is a little emotional. I'm gonna try my best not to, but again, if I do, this is who I am, and this is the purpose of this video, for you to get to know me better. It all started in 2010. I believe my parents got a letter in the mail. It said that my dad, my mom, my sister, the one before me, and we were supposed to go to the interview in Juarez, Mexico. I do have 4 sisters, but the 3 oldest, they were not part, you could say they were not part of our immediate family anymore, because they were married, they had kids, you know, they had their own family. And then me and my sister Adelita, we were the only ones that were minors, so we had to go wherever my parents went, you know. Just the 4 of us, we got to go to Juarez, Mexico. I was 14 at the time, so I'm trying to remember as much as I can. Economy wasn't good, and we had to fly, you know, take a plane and go to Juarez. And we didn't have much money, so my parents sold everything they could so we could have money to buy the plane tickets and, you know, have enough money for all the travel expenses. Because it's not like you just go to Juarez, you go to your interview and come back home that same day. No, I think we had our interview, and then we had to stay 5 days. So we were in a hotel for like a whole week. We had to eat out, so you know, those are all extra expenses besides the plane ticket. So my parents did their best to save up the money so we could all go to Juarez for our interview. I don't remember much about the actual interview. The point is that we did get our permanent residency, or how other people call it, we got our green card. We went back home, which is Mier, Tamaulipas, and at this point in time, things weren't good anymore. There was a lot of mafia stuff going on, people disappearing. It was just not safe for anyone, really. But obviously, if you live there, it's not easy just to grab your stuff, leave everything behind, and start from zero at another state or whatever, you know. My parents decided we can go and move to Texas. So we did. We moved to Texas. It was somewhat hard, but we were, like, if I'm not mistaken, like 30 minutes or so from the border with United States. We used to have a visa. A visa, it's just a permit to go and visit. So we used to have that before a green card. And we used to go, my parents used to take us. So we were familiar with with this little town in Texas, and that's where we were gonna move. So we grabbed what we had and we moved to Texas. The town is called Roma, Texas. And you know, no big deal. We were 30 minutes away from my sisters. We could go back and visit them, no big deal. But then my mom, she couldn't find a job, which that was an issue because obviously you have to work. My dad, he couldn't find a job in town. I'm pretty sure he had to go with a family member. I don't know how far it was from Roma, Texas, but I know he had to drive quite a bit. So it just wasn't working out. My dad has an uncle here in Michigan, and I guess they talked about the whole situation, and he said, you know what, I have a business here. Why don't you come and work here till you find something else? And he said yes. Me and my sister, we were both so sad. I'm sure they were too, because we were I said I wasn't gonna cry. Because we were gonna move 1,600 miles away from my sisters. So just imagine how hard that can be. But my parents were doing whatever they could so we could have, you know, a good life. So we grabbed what we had. There were like 6 bags, like plastic bags, not even suitcases. They were like plastic storage bags. I think we had like 6 of them. We had clothes. I think my mom had like a couple kitchen supplies, but that was all we had. In those 6 bags, we had our life. We didn't have a car. We didn't have much, but we had each other. So the day came when we were gonna move to Michigan, and we didn't have money to take a plane to Michigan, so we took the bus. I remember my dad's aunt took us to the bus station, and I think we did like 30 hours later, we were in Michigan. And there's this little like local bus station. We got dropped off at that place. My dad's cousin and her husband picked us up, and she has been such a blessing. All of them, all her family, they all have been such a blessing in our lives. Her family, her friends, somehow they had an apartment ready for us to move in. That was something amazing. We were blessed. This whole new life was waiting for us here in Michigan. The apartment was furnished. It was such a great way to start from zero. because I know there must be a lot of people starting from zero every single day, but they didn't have it as easy as we did. We had all this support from family and friends that we didn't have to struggle much. I just want to tell you guys that if you ever find yourself struggling, no matter what it is, don't give up. Things are gonna work out. I promise. You know, it's been 8 years since we moved to Michigan. It's hard because almost everyone from my family lives in Mexico. So it is hard. It is hard. But we are blessed to be able to go to Mexico, visit them, be there for 1 or 2 weeks, and come back to do our thing. So now, 8 years later, I can say that everything that I went through, everything that my parents, that my family went through, all the sacrifices that we had to make were 100% worth it. Like, I don't regret one bit coming here. I am grateful for my parents. I'm so thankful. I'm so happy they brought me here. So yeah, you guys, I hope you liked this video, and I hope this helped so you can get to know me a little better. And I'm sorry for all the times that I got emotional, but I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you haven't seen my first video, I will link that down below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.